Welcome to Yoga with Lucy. Today we've got a short flow for shoulders and back. So if you're quite tight in the neck, the shoulders, the upper back, this is quite a good one for you to do. Most of it is going to be seated, and the first bit at least you could do sat on a chair or on the sofa or on the edge of the bed. So get comfortable, find a nice comfortable seated position. And if you're down on the ground, feel free to grab a mat, a pillow or a cushion or something that you can sit up on a bit, just to give you a bit of a lift if you feel maybe tight in the hips or if you feel like sitting on the ground is uncomfortable. And once you've found that comfortable seated position, we're just going to start with the breath. So letting your hands rest wherever feels comfortable. Tuck your chin slightly, feeling already a little stretch in the back of the neck. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. And let your breath deepen. Big, long inhales and slow, gentle exhales. Notice if your shoulders up around your ears, maybe you could let them drop down a little bit. Notice if you feel a bit slumped forward. See if you can sit up a little bit straighter. You might notice that with the breath comes movement. So as you inhale, your shoulders are moving, maybe a little bit up and down. And let's start to exaggerate this movement. Inhaling to lift the shoulders up a little bit further. And then exhaling to bring them down. And you might exaggerate this even more, rounding the shoulders up and back and down. You might feel a little bit of clicking and cracking as you do this movement, as you start to open the shoulders. Let's do one more. And we're going to bring the arms out in front. So palms are facing one another and you're not rounding forward, you're still sitting up tall, hands out in front. We're going to cross the right arm over the left as tightly as you can and bend the elbows, bring the backs of the hands or maybe the palms together. If neither of these feels accessible, if you're thinking, how could anyone do that? You could bring your hands to opposite shoulders. You'll get the same stretch. And in time, maybe you work towards this, maybe you don't. This is absolutely fine. So whichever position you're in, think about dropping the shoulders down away from the ears and starting to gently lift the elbows. You'll get to a point where you feel a stretch across the top of the back and the shoulders. If you've not got to that point yet and your elbows are lifted, start to push the forearms away from the body. And when you get to that point where you're feeling that deep stretch, let's take 2 breaths. Imagine sending the breath into the stretch. And then unravel, let it go. Give the shoulders another bit of a wiggle or a shake. And then send the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers and reach the hands away from the body. So you're opening up the shoulders. And again, if this doesn't feel accessible for you, there's an alternative. You could bring hands to hips and work on really bringing your shoulders, your elbows towards each other. So you're opening in the chest, in the shoulders. And then let it go. Bring the arms out in front again. And this time we're crossing left over right. And it might feel different this time. Cross your arms as closely as you can to the top of the arms. Bend the elbows, backs of the hands together, maybe palms together, maybe hands to opposite shoulders. Drop the shoulders down, start to lift the elbows. Finding that point, that deep stretch, meeting that appropriate edge where you're feeling the stretch. 2 deep breaths. And then let it go. And again, give everything a bit of a shake, a bit of a wiggle. Bringing the hands behind the back, again interlacing the fingers. Or again, maybe hands to hips, elbows back. And this time we're going to start to fold forward. So leading with the chest, and it doesn't matter how far forward you go. Reaching the hands away from the body if your hands are interlaced, or just reaching the elbows back as far as you can as you fold forward. Keep your bottom grounding down on the mat here. And then we'll rise back up nice and slowly. Let the hands go. Take a big stretch, reaching the fingertips up. Let the shoulders come up to the ears. And then keeping the fingertips pointing up, drop the shoulders down. Let the hands come down to the mat. If you're sitting up on a sofa, chair, bed, now's the time to come down to the mat. We're going to come over to all fours. So setting up here so that you're not putting all your weight into your wrists, you're clawing into the mat. So fingertips pressing down, knuckles pressing down, palms pressing down. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, and pushing away from the mat. So you feel the shoulder blades move away from one another. You're really pressing down into the mat. Make that big arch with the spine. So tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone, arching the spine, pushing it away from the mat. And then as you inhale, soften the belly down. Lift the chest, look forward. And we're moving between these two positions. So exhaling to really press into the mat. Tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Inhaling to soften the belly, lift the chest, look forward. And if you've done some yoga before, chances are you've done this movement, this cat-cow movement. But see if you can really focus it this time on the shoulders and the upper back. So focus on how that feels. And then we'll come back to all fours. Bend one elbow, it doesn't matter which. Drop that shoulder as close down to the mat as you can. And then lift up. Same on the other side, dropping the shoulder down. And lifting up. And just go in between the two. You might add on your own movement here. You might make it a little bit more fluid. 2 more breaths. And then walk the hands back towards the body, into kneeling. Reach the arms up, really stretching up, fingertips pointing up to the ceiling, and again we'll lift the shoulders up to the ears. And then let it go. So you're still kneeling. If kneeling doesn't feel great, you can come back down to seated. We're just going to bring the right arm across the body, reaching it to the left side of the room. You might bring your left hand up to just pull further into that stretch. And go. Other arm, left arm comes across the body, maybe using the right hand to pull it a bit closer to you. And then let it go. Back to all fours, and we're going to step the right foot between the hands. If you want to come up to kneeling to do that, you can do that. If you want to come up to fingertips, that's fine. If the right foot doesn't quite get there, just pick it up, give it a little shuffle forward. And then we'll reach the arms up. So you're in a low lunge here, bending into that front knee. We're going to bend the elbows, lift the chest, look up. And then we're going to sweep the hands forward, bring the fingertips together. Inhale to reach up to the ceiling. Exhale to bring hands together at heart center. Inhale, cactus the arms, lift the chest. Exhale to really reach it forward. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, reach forward. Left hand comes down to the mat. Right hand reaches up to the ceiling, stacking the shoulders one on top of the other, opening the chest. And then bring the right hand back down. Step back to all fours. Over to the left now. So left foot steps between the hands. Shuffle it forward if it doesn't quite get there. Inhale to rise up. Bend the elbows, really reaching them back. Lift the chest. And then reach the arms forward. Inhale to reach the hands up to the ceiling. And then exhale to bring the hands together at heart center. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round it forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more. Inhale, cactus the arms. Exhale to reach forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then we'll bring the right hand down to the mat. The left hand reaches up to the ceiling. Left hand comes back down, step back to all fours, and then make your way to seated. Sitting up nice and tall. If you want to go back to sitting on a cushion, a block, or up on a chair or the sofa, you can do. And we'll drop right ear to right shoulder. Feeling a stretch in the left side of the neck. You can increase this stretch by bringing the right hand on top of the head so it's on your left ear. And we're not pulling the head down, we're just letting the weight of this arm gradually deepen the stretch. You might add on even further by bringing the left arm out by your side and then flip the palm, push into an imaginary wall. Notice how bringing this arm into it deepens or changes the stretch, the sensation. And then we'll switch sides. So left ear to left shoulder. Start here. If you want to add on to the stretch, left hand comes to right ear. And again, you're not pulling, you're adding that weight to the hand, of the arm. Maybe reaching out with the right arm, flipping the palm, pushing into that imaginary wall. Deep breaths. And then bring it back to center. Take a big stretch. Hands come together at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Drop the chin. Let the eyes close or the gaze soften. We'll close the practice with 3 deep breaths. Take a big inhale through the nose. Sigh it out. 2 more. Last one. Really let something go as you sigh. And rub your hands together. Bring in some energy and some warmth into your body. Bring your palms now over your closed eyes and feel that warmth as you blink your eyes open into the darkness. And then return your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.